Welcome to Technique Tuesday, and this video is for those of you who have tried to paint trees before, but they just come out boring or flat or just plain awful. We're going to take a deep dive into different techniques every Tuesday. And because it's me, we're going to talk not just about the how, but the why of these techniques so you move along your painting journey a lot faster. That being said, my name is Rachel Parker Varner, and I like to teach not just the how, but the why of watercolor so you move along your painting journey a lot faster. I do have an online school. I'll talk about all that at the end of the video just for those of you who are interested. But for now, let's dive into a fun way to paint trees. All right, let's talk about art supplies. Here we go.
I used very simple paper, so I would love to do this again using hot press because I just used this cheap Strathmore watercolor cold press paper. I don't even think it's 100% cotton. It's just paper that got sent to me as for the Georgia Watercolor Society prize. So
the most important art supply that you can invest your money in that will make your painting look different is paper. So different papers will give you different results.
And you know what? I think I painted on the wrong side too. So there's that. The main thing that I used was dot bottles. This is a Tom Lynch one, and I think he still sells these on his website. And this is a Holbein one. This is only a misting one. This one is a splat bottle, and it really helps make these really cool splats. And I have a yellow one and a blue one. This one was phthalo blue, and this one is probably Holbein Aureolin, and they're so old I don't remember what's in them. But those are the two main art supplies you need.
And I should say also, there's a couple other ways that you can spatter. You can spatter, I learned this awesome one from Diane Zimmerman. You take a sieve. So you use a sieve like this, and you can paint your paint like milk consistency here, and then you take a straw and you blow onto your painting, and it keeps the spatter more where you want it. So I love that little Diane Zimmerman hack. She has an amazing group on Facebook. It's called Watercolor Beginners and Beyond. And another way that you can spatter is you can take a toothbrush, you can get your paint about milk consistency, dip your toothbrush in the paint, and then rub your finger across the top of the bristles, and it'll make a really fine spatter. It's like good for sand and things like that. So there's lots of different ways to spatter. You can have an edge like this and flick your brush off the edge of it, and that'll make a cool spatter. There's so many different ways to do it.
You'll also need some tissue or paper towel to dab up wayward splats. A size 8 round would work, or a 12 long round Princeton Aqua Elite would be fine. Oh, I used burnt sienna for the trunk, and I also added some more green mixed from Daniel Smith Permanent Green Light and Winsor Newton French Ultramarine and Holbein Aureolin, and I did drop my Indian Yellow in that I like. I just like to watch it explode, y'all. So I used those colors as well, but that's about it. I also used a little bit of salt, just a little bit of table salt, not too much. And I also used my spray bottle of clean, clear water to move the paint around and to encourage the droplets to join together. You'll see. Really fun technique. So
let's take a look at this footage. All right, this is a Holbein spray bottle. I also really like, probably my favorites are Tom Lynch's dot bottles. He sells those on his website, and this looks like phthalo blue in this bottle. This paint is years and years old, so I really did not expect this to come out great. I was using really old paint that has been in these spray bottles forever, but you just splat a little bit, you spray a little bit, and then take a misting sprayer. And this one's kind of a mix between spray and splat. When I spray this water sprayer, but there you saw with the red cap is just clear, clean water being sprayed onto the blue, phthalo blue paint. You can dot up any splats that are wayward that you don't like where they went. Okay, next I'm going to use a yellow And look how when you spray the yellow, it just turns it green, because obviously yellow plus blue equals green. So this is the heart and soul of mixing watercolor on your paper. See if it goes wayward again, just blot it up with a paper towel. Have paper towel ready to blot up anything that's wayward. And I'm trying to kind of roughly make this look like a fir tree, an evergreen tree. So I have a few fronds coming off of it. Another thing that you could do is to use a straw and blow on your wet paint and make it move around in an interesting way. All right, now I'm getting my Indian yellow, because y'all know I'm being weird about Indian yellow these days. I like to just drop it into really wet paint and watch it do its magic. And it's mixing the greens for me for sure. It just bullies its way across that wet page. And it's just a cool effect. So this is Indian yellow. You don't need Indian yellow. You can use just Holbein Aureolin. And I just splat some more onto my tree wherever I think it needs it. All right, this is my Daniel Smith permanent green light. I'm adding some red and some French ultramarine to make it a more natural green. And then I'm just splatting that into my paint. I just like to have a few different colors of green. It's going to look a lot more interesting if you have more than one green color. And then anywhere where you have a big puddle, you can soak it up with paper towel, or you could use a thirsty brush, just a damp, wrung out, clean brush, and suck up any puddles. Then I'm splatting in more clean, clear water here and there as I see fit to kind of make some fronds come off the side of the tree. Because wherever you put water, the paint will flow. And you see how I did that? I made some fronds and then the paint just filled right into that clean, clear water that I splatted on. I'm making sure I get you want to make sure you get your trunk directly under the top tip of the tree so your tree doesn't look lopsided. So that's why you saw me drawing a line. And I just used burnt sienna. And I like to attach my trunk into the green, so I let them touch, and definitely let your shadow touch the trunk for a painterly, loose look. Classic Charles Reed trick. Using an 8 round is fine. It's not rocket science. And then I'm just sprinkling a little salt. You don't want too much, but just a little, just to give it even a little bit more character and interest. And then to have a variety of values in my tree, I'm dotting up some of the paint here and there, just a little bit. And I tried really hard to leave some white space in my tree, and I was successful this time. I wouldn't always be, and my tree would look completely different if I painted this again. This is not a controlled technique. And then just to loosen that back up where I blotted up paint, I just splat in some more clean, clear water. And do you see how having a variety of values in your tree just makes it more interesting? Have a variety of color and a variety of values. You don't want all flat medium value or all flat one color in your tree. So anything that looks awkward, I just blot it up. And every tree is going to need something different. All right, so just splatting more yellow, about milk consistency, into my tree, letting it mix itself. And I'm going to call that done. Leave well enough alone. I love it. I let it dry. I love how it came out. I can't wait to see all y'all's dot bottle trees. If you guys decide to do this, be sure to post them and tag me on social media, and especially the free Facebook group and or patreon.com/RachelStudio/chats. You are more than welcome to sell these little paintings and do whatever you want with them. They are yours to have. So I hope you enjoy them. And now, for those of you who are new to me or are interested in learning more in depth from me, let me tell you a little bit about my online school. And I house my online school on Patreon. Patreon was a website that was designed with creators in mind. And in general, us artist types tend to have income like this. But we are not artsy corns. We need to eat. We gotta keep the lights on. We can't paint and create if we can't see because our lights are shut off. So Patreon was created for us so that people like you who enjoy learning from us or enjoying our art can subscribe to an artist, and you pay a monthly fee, a low monthly fee. The idea is to get a lot of people subscribing so no one person has to pay a lot. And so you subscribe on a monthly basis. You can choose to subscribe for a whole year. And when you do that, you get access to me for a whole year. You pay for 10 months and you get 2 months free. And an added benefit of that is you get more in-depth critiques from me. You can email me directly when you join for a year. So that's a great way to grow a lot faster. If you use those benefits, you can really pour rocket fuel on your creative journey by watching my tutorials. Even if, for example, most of my tutorials are soft, dreamy, loose, realistic animals. Even if you're not interested in this, and I have gotten this feedback, even if you don't care about painting cats, if you watch my tutorials, for example, I just did a crazy in-depth, so good poodle tutorial. Even if you don't care about painting poodles, you will learn about how to paint the shapes instead of what you think you're seeing, how to get your values right, how to build texture with layers, how to use warms versus cools, how to paint shadows, how to get your drawing right. So much is jam-packed in each one of my highly edited tutorials on my $13 tier. Another benefit of my Patreon that I just realized I was doing, I didn't even think about it, but people have been really commenting on some of the tutorials that I post that are not mine. I curate really good tutorials I run across. I'm always watching videos. And when I find something really good, I share it on my Patreon. So yes, could you find that free content? Yes, but you would have to wade through many, many videos to find it. So let me curate some wonderful videos for you. And that is an added benefit of being on my Patreon. You get tips, free videos, you get my in-depth Patreon tutorials of my own paintings. This one is going to be my Halloween start to finish real-time tutorial without ads. Sometimes I slow down the footage. For example, when this one comes out in a week or two, some of the rainbow painting part is going to be slowed down so you can keep up with me. So I paint, I slow down the footage and I have voiceover over the footage so you can really learn what I'm doing. On the screen, you will see my reference image and my paint palette pretty much at all times. So you will see everything you need to see on the screen. Whereas in a tutorial like this, I might not show my reference photo. I might not show my paint palette. I might not go into a deep dive of all my supplies, but on my tutorials, I do all of that. So you get a really in-depth, good picture of how I was successful with any one painting, and you watch it from start to finish and you can paint along with me. They come with free reference images, free line drawings, a supply list, and often extra little downloads to help illustrate what I talked about, like maybe a color wheel, or I'll outline the shapes that you need to look for in the reference photo, things like that. So they're really in-depth, really good. I get a lot of good feedback, and I would love to have you join me there. But if you're not ready to join a paid tier, you can join for free, and it's kind of like joining my mailing list. You'll still get some free tips. You'll still learn about my new paintings and see all my new work. You'll still get all my free content. So it's worth joining as a free member just to stay in closer touch with me. And I really hope you do. We have a lot of fun there. You can also join my free online communities like my Facebook group at Rachel's Watercolor Workshop. I'll link those up here. You can upload your paintings and we will comment on them if you ask for advice. And that's a great way to grow really fast too. You can also post your paintings, even if you're a free member, on my Patreon, which is a little more private, which is at patreon.com/rachelstudio/chats. And you can upload your paintings there, and I'd love to see you there as well. So I hope you'll check out all those goodies. Be sure to check out the pinned comment below where I will post all these links, all these goodies, a few videos that you might like to go binge. I really appreciate you watching to the end. And until next time, go watercolor your world. Bye, everybody.